Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I am John with New Leads in Life. Work with new leads in life so you can have a new lease on life. Really excited to break this down today. So for those of you who follow me on other platforms other than YouTube, and quite frankly for most of you who follow me on YouTube, you probably know that I'm big on posting short form content. Typically I'm posting this over on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as LinkedIn. Now we've added to our content posting library as well. So what I kind of wanted to do here was a breakdown on the results that I got, because it's pretty astonishing and I wasn't really expecting this. When I took a look back at the year, I wanted to kind of do an audit of the content and see, how much views that I really got, how much engagement was I getting. So I did a really full in-depth breakdown. I have absolutely all the numbers here for you guys. I'm going to show you what that all looks like and what actually happened on each of the individual platforms we were posting on. Do a really full breakdown. So for those of you who are wondering, hey, what platforms should I be posting on? What platforms get the best results? I'm going to be going through at least my content and showing you what did the best and why it did the best. So that is going to be something that I'm really excited to get into. Won't waste too much time. I'll just get into it right now. All right, so let's get right into the results. Now, what happened was, like I said, I started posting really around, would have been the start of August. So it's actually only been about 5 months since I've been posting. By the time that this video gets released, it'll be closer to 6 months. I'll have well over 100,000 organic, completely fully organic views on all my platforms by then. So this really surprised me, because when I originally counted it up, my guess was closer to actually 25,000, 30,000 views is what I thought I would have total across all platforms. And then I added up just Facebook Reels and ended up seeing I had 51,567 total views. Now I went through with a calculator, counted all the views, took every single video, added them all up, and this is what I ended up with. So the top 3 view counts of my videos on Facebook Reels ended up being, the first one was 3,400, the next one was 1,400, and the next one was 1,300. So very decent results. As you can see, you do have a propensity to being able to get a video to go decently viral, getting a few thousand views. I think I cracked over 1,000 views on more than 10 occasions, but pretty nice performance all around, because even the videos that I was posting, they were consistently getting anywhere of the range of, 400 to 800 views a lot of the time. So that is really nice, actually, compared to some of these other ones that I'll get into in a little bit. So what I really noticed was, like I said, obviously from an impressions point, this is the top performing one here. Facebook Reels perform better than almost all of them combined, really, is what, in fact, it might be more than all of them combined. So Facebook Reels were really, really, really popular. And my suspicion for this would be there was a decently consistent opportunity for it to blow up, just due to the fact that it wasn't as flooded as Instagram Reels. So Instagram has a lot more Reels that have been posted there. Reels are a lot more of a thing on Instagram than they are Facebook. Now, typically people might think, oh, that means I should be doubling down on Instagram. Well, no, actually, because people aren't really considering Facebook as much and they're not posting on Facebook as much. Facebook Reels have, it's the supply and demand, right? It's the most basic economic principle ever. There's not as much supply on Facebook, but there's still, a very large demand that I think a lot of people aren't recognizing. And it ends up being a little bit of an underserved market over on Facebook there. So Facebook ended up being 51,567 total views just on my Reels, that's in 5 months, guys. That's incredible, right? So think about, what you could do with that amount of reach. Think about, I can't tell you how much this has impacted me and impacted my business and my life, being able to create content that actually generates views, and the amount of good things that have come to me and come to my business because I create this content. It permeates all realms, from just having more, because when I create this content, I have to consistently think, what do insurance agents want to know? What do they need? And I have to continue to get in the minds of you guys and get in the minds further of an agent and continue to dig deeper into the problems that we all face here in this industry. And that, for me, is 100% just totally revolutionized every single thing I've done. It's also given me a lot more authority with the people that I speak with over the phone because they've seen my content. They're more excited to hop on a call. They feel a little bit more familiar with me. It's just, there's so many different ways where this has impacted my life. Having, not the view count and the number, but just being able to make an impression on over 51,000 people just on Facebook is phenomenal and has phenomenal results for you. Highly recommend doing this. Now, I also do have a YouTube channel for those of you who are watching this right now. You should know that. And what I did was I took all the YouTube videos that I posted on YouTube, and those are all up on Facebook as well. So these are not through my personal Facebook page that I post them, but I post them through my New Leads in Life page. They're up there. Now, the way that Facebook calculates their views is a little bit skewed because they do impressions and then they do reach. There's not really a category for views. So when I added everything up, it was pretty well close to 5,000 on the mark. So that's the number that I'm going to stick with. Is about 5,000 views I got on my long form content Facebook videos, which is really actually very nice. And I think the reason that these Facebook videos got so much more views than the YouTube videos did is simply because I had a much larger audience starting on Facebook. We had already been posting things and developed a bit of a clientele and stuff that were following us. So I already had quite a few followers before I started posting, which I think just jacked up the number compared to YouTube that only had around a fifth of the views at 1,143 total views that I got on my YouTube channel. Now, obviously, going from 51,500 to 1,100, it seems like a pretty steep drop from platforms, but what you need to keep in mind is watch time on YouTube is 15 to 30 times what I get from my short form content, because all the reels and all these that I'm talking about, these are like 45 to 90 second, little videos that I'm making. So about a minute, right? We're looking at, like I said, anywhere from 15 to 30 times on the long form content what I'm actually getting from the short term. So that means I'm somewhere in the range of, I'm just doing the math right now, anywhere from 17,100 to 34,300 Facebook reel type views, which actually means that YouTube, in terms of significance and performance and in terms of watch time, if we're not going by total views, but if we're going by watch time, YouTube would actually rank second above Instagram and TikTok organic views. So that's something to keep in mind, right? The subscribers on YouTube are a lot more valuable than followers on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. So it's weighted differently in terms of significance, because as you can see, right, when you have 15 to 30 times the amount of time you're watching, that's even more time that you're spending with me, even more time that I'm further cementing, myself as an authority figure, myself as somebody who you can rely on and trust when it comes to advertising, when it comes to lead generation. So I'm getting 15 to 30 times my return on investment per one view, if that makes sense, right? So ultimately, this is where I always try to push people, is to my YouTube channel, because one, it's where the most value is, because these longer form videos are really where I go into depth like I'm doing here and give you all the meat and potatoes of what I'm learning and what's working for us in our business and what's working for the agents that we're working with. But also, it also helps me out too, and I'm not going to sit here and lie about that. It does. It helps me out a lot. Just having people really go through my content, understand what we're doing, and it helps me in a lot of different ways. One, it warms you up to the idea of working with me, which obviously I'm trying to do. And secondly, it takes off some of the friction and static even when I get on the phone with people. When people have watched my YouTube videos they come and they say, hey, I'd seen you'd said this or this, we can kind of just start getting into things right away. And we skip over a whole bunch of little stuff. But ultimately, I mean, the goal of this channel is, to get you to a point where you're able to make money organically just based off the things that I'm telling you now. And I'll get to at the end of this video, why I think you will make a lot of money doing this content right now, right? So anyways, that being said, moving on from YouTube, even though, like I said, the views weren't as much, the significance of those views is a lot more. So I'm not mad at, this number being as low as it is, because that number of views doesn't tell the full story, because quite a lot of people that I actually ended up on the phone with, and the people who watch my YouTube, because they've watched so many more hours or minutes of me, they're a lot more likely to actually book a phone call. So that's another super, super important thing about YouTube as well. Now, I'm actually going to skip over Instagram Reels for a second and circle back to this. I want to get to TikTok first. So TikTok ended up doing 23,889 total views for me. And what's really interesting about it is the view count of everything, right? So this has my lowest, highest performing video from short form content. In fact, my best video ever in terms of views was my very first video that I posted on TikTok. It was 592 views that I got from it. Followed up by 508 views and 488 views. So what this goes to show is it's very consistent on TikTok, at least has been for me, where the views do rise over time, right? I was starting out and getting around 100 views, then it was about 200 views, then it was about 300 views. Now I'm getting anywhere from 400, I'm encroaching on some of these 490s, getting up to 500 here on a lot of the videos that I'm posting. So that's obviously good that it consistently does grow and it consistently does rise over time. However, the one thing that I find really annoying about TikTok, or at least for me, was I didn't find a whole lot of change in my view count despite more likes on some of the videos I had. So I'll give you an example. 2 videos I had, one of them had, I believe it was 294 views. And I might not be getting the numbers exactly right, but I know the significance of the numbers, right? So one of them had 294 views and it was like 15 likes or something like that. Okay, that's a fair, like ratio. Then I had a video, even less views, it was like 268 views and it had 48 likes. And I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense. Like, if I'm getting this amount of likes, TikTok, wouldn't you want to promote my video to more people who are going to like it more? Like, if people like this, that's the whole point, is the more likes I get, the more you show it to people. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's just what I found from TikTok. TikTok as well, followers are really hard to connect with. I don't like TikTok for the TikTok itself. I really hate how it's virtually impossible to DM any followers and do it in a professional manner. So I always try to direct people over to my Instagram or even my Facebook group if I can get them in there. But yeah, TikTok, insofar as views, I mean, it did get a lot of reach for me. So not complaining about that. Now, going on Instagram Reels, and I saved this for last for a specific reason, right? I got 15,844 total organic views, okay? So let's just keep this in mind. My top 3 videos, first one came in at 5,117, the next one was 1,359, the next one was 268. So as you can see, very inconsistent here. Your best chance to go viral is maybe on Instagram, with some videos that'll just go super high and make it all the way up to, like you're seeing here, 5,000. My best performing videos on Instagram, but also my worst performing videos on Instagram. That one that I got, the 5,117 view video, the next 2 videos were single digit views, like 9 and 7 views on my next 2 videos. So very, very wildly inconsistent. But it seems that when you do well on Instagram, you just kind of strike gold. So that is my experience with Instagram on the organic side. Now, before it came to Instagram organic, I was posting a few reels, but these were a bit different because I did pay for a little bit of traffic to be directed to some of these reels. Didn't pay much, and what makes this a little bit hard to add is I didn't pay for the traffic for the reels until a few months after I posted them. So a lot of reels I posted, and then 2 months later, I ran a couple of ads to them just to boost them. I was just split testing a couple different things. But I did end up getting, even before I had done any advertising and paying for some of these videos, I'd gotten a few thousand views on them. So my total organic views really is over 100,000, because at the bottom here you can see my total of views, period, was 97,433 views. 443 views. But I did have a few thousand. It was about 4,500 views on these organic videos before I started boosting them. Now, obviously, the views took a pretty significant jump after I started paying for traffic to go there. But at the same time, even $152 to attain, 38,000, almost 40,000 views there is pretty good, actually. So that was, I think, an investment that ended up being worthwhile for me, but didn't really pay a whole lot and got a lot of results out of that. So I'm pretty happy. But even without that, paying for that traffic, I was at over 100,000 views. But I didn't want to include and reflect those videos in the total count because I didn't want to mislead you guys. So none of those videos, despite them having some organic traffic to them, are counted in the total statistics. So Instagram Reels ended up at 15,844 total organic views, but the videos that did actually, hit the mainstream or whatever, they ended up getting 38,984 views separately. So I actually didn't do the math on that. That would bring my total Instagram views to 38,984 plus 52,873 views, so just above Facebook by about 1,300 views, and I had to pay $152 to get that. So Facebook actually performed really well in contrast when you put it in that light. But yeah, so my total views organically across all platforms was 97,443. This was as of writing this document 3 days ago, so that would have been January 4th. I might actually already be surpassed 100,000 organic views on everything. But the total views on that specific day was 136,427 views on my content across all platforms. Now, the entire reason I made this video, right, and the entire reason I make content is I want you to sit back for a minute and really think, if you had a way to if you could just be consistent and post videos every day. What I did was not very hard. I made videos on TikTok, take less than 100 seconds to make them. I show you guys how to do that already. You can check the rest of my YouTube channel to see that video, right? I'll try to link it here if I can find it. Took less than 100 seconds to make these TikToks. Took another 2 minutes to post them on every single platform. So we're looking at about 4 minutes, something like that. 4 minutes every day I dedicated to this. Okay? Post them to all platforms. I ended up getting over 100,000 views in about 20,000 views every month. Just by posting every day on multiple platforms. Stop and think what that would do. Do you think you could turn 20,000 views into one client? I mean, what are you doing in insurance if you couldn't do that? If you couldn't take 20,000 views, if you couldn't take 20,000 people who gave you their attention, even for just 3 seconds, because I think that's what it counts for on most platforms. A view only counts if they watch it for at least 3 seconds. So this is views. This isn't impressions. For every 20,000 people that watch my content, probably 100,000 people saw my face. So out of the 20,000 people every month that would view your content, you're telling me you can't figure out a way to monetize one of them. I know you can, especially if you watch this YouTube channel. We've given you so many different ways to do it. Very, very important. Something to really, really think about if you're not doing it already. You need to be on social media. You need to be posting. If you don't know how to do it, join our Facebook group. The link is in the description of this video. We're going to give you TikTok scripts for a whole year's worth supply. We're also going to give you a free private TikTok video course. It's going to go over everything you need to know about how to make this content and where to post it in the first place. So yeah, this is a breakdown of all of the data that I got over the 5 months of August through December posting my content. Ended up being a little bit under 100,000 views, about 20,000 views a month. Really changed my business. I think it'll really help your business to do this. Start doing it. We'll give you all the resources that you need for free to be able to get on top of this. Hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.